Everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're talking about Wealthy Wednesdays. That's right, how to create wealth now. You guys know we've talked about this in the past, but I'm going to talk about it again because 2022 is coming to a close. And I want to say, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream where it's members only, those with the icon that can be in the chat room. Everybody else, you can watch. And on Monday and Friday nights, it's open to everybody. But tonight, the chat room is here. So again, welcome. Stop struggling now. Gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Wednesday night live stream known as Wealthy Wednesdays. That's right, I just made that one up today. How to create wealth now is the subject title. And then, of course, since it's a live stream, we can talk about anything that you would want to talk about here. And also, please share the videos because you never know who you're trying to help. And I always mention again and again, smash the like button so the YouTube gods know that we're here. And also, there's more. If you like what we're talking about during this live stream, please subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. And everybody, which are members with the icons, they're the only ones that can be in the chat room. Let me know if you've received the YouTube notification and saw a trailer. Thank you very, very much. Now, let's get into it. Let me see who's in the house. It looks like we have Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream where it's members only that can be in the chat room. And he qualifies because he has that icon next to his name. And he brings a tagline along with him. The tagline says, "Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. Let's make some money." That's the goal here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to make some money. We always are trying to make some money. There's many different ways, but are you willing to take the time? Are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to actually put in the work? That's the $1 million question, because just those three things alone eliminates 99% of the population. That's right. Just those little things right there. Never mind that we actually had to go sign up and get a bank account. Never mind we had to go get an LLC or a C Corp. Never mind we might have had to hire people. All those are just other obstacles. But if you want to be wealthy, you're going to have to do 1, 2, 3 of those things that I've mentioned so far. And then even then that doesn't get you there, because whatever you're trying to do may not ultimately work out. So again, we have a long road to go, but we're going to talk about it tonight. And just remember this. On average, a millionaire fails 17 times. That's right. Some millionaires try 20 different businesses before they become a millionaire. Some it's 3 or 4. You know, let it be known, all the guys on social media, they just started out in business and was winning. That's not how it generally works, ladies and gentlemen. You have lots of failures along the way, but those failures are lessons. And those lessons lead you to Wealthy Wednesdays, where you're here now. And if you want to be an emerging millionaire, like you see over here, the green emerging millionaire, then you're in the right place. And you know why else? This gear, you can always go to Stop Struggling Now and get it, but nobody's coming to save you, ladies and gentlemen. Your government's not coming to save you. Your teachers aren't coming to save you. Your friends generally are doing their own thing. They're not coming to save you. So again, you're going to have to make sure that you're able to save yourself. And how do you do that? Well, you're going to have to create something, whether that creation is based on someone else's products and services, like people who have sold items on eBay, Amazon, for instance. Or if you're going to need to pay somebody to create a website and create a eBay or Amazon store or Shopify store, right? It works all the way around. There's an ecosystem, but you're going to have to do something. You can't wish. You can't open up a can of worms. You're going to have to actually keep working your behinds off. Now, look who else is in the house. Miguel, Army retired veteran, is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only that can be in the chat room, and he has the icon next to his name. And by the way, he brings a tagline that simply says, God bless my SSN family. Thank you so much. God bless you and your family. And oh, by the way, I know a lot of people might have been going, hey, he didn't say anything today. I'm just checking, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I know, I forgot. But I did not forget, really, because Laverne Penix is also known as AKA Mr. Cool. He's in the house tonight, as I already said. So again, let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start with the simple thing. And let's see. Hello, SSN Nation. I'm riding out hurricane in Orlando. Oh, that's right. Everybody in Florida, Southwest Florida to Northern Florida. My goodness, protect yourselves. 150 Cat 4 storm, Cat 5 winds. This is crazy. Flood surges, 10, 15, 20 feet. It's outrageous what's happening. And I'm glad I'm not there. But everybody who's there, stay inside, be safe, make sure you don't put yourself in harm's way, because this is very, very dangerous what's going on here. This is one for the ages. And I hate to see what it's going to look like in the morning across Florida. This is going to be very, very dangerous. And also, I want to point out, Miguel says he's riding it out. I didn't realize he's in Orlando. He's riding it out with the other people that are in Florida, Central, Southwest, and Northern Florida. Protect yourselves. And it started all late evening yesterday. The rain came down. Now the winds today is just outrageous. So be safe out there, ladies and gentlemen, for all those who actually still have electricity, because that is a thing. Whole cities do not have electricity right now in Florida. It's crazy. All right. So state of emergency it is. Now, very happy to see you. Thank you for letting me know. At least you have electricity. You're online, I'm assuming, through that vehicle. So thank you so much for being here. And again, protect yourself, family. Don't let anybody go out there acting crazy like a hero unless you are a responder that's been through this before. All right. The rookies, you think you might be able to handle 150 mile an hour, 145 mile an hour winds, and you don't think your car is going to move because it weighs 2, 3, 4 tons? No, your car is going to move. All right. Things are going to be propelled through the air. So you don't want to put yourself in that situation. All right. So get yourself safe and sound. All right. That's my little PSA for Hurricane Watch. All right. Now let's get into it a little bit. Wealthy Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen. How to create wealth now. Well, that's the $1 million question. Notice I said how to create wealth now in the subject title, because a lot of people are going to go, yeah, that's right. I need some wealth now. Okay. First of all, I have some bad news for you. Here's the bad news. Because we live in a microwave society, and because it appears that everybody's a winner on these YouTube streets and on the TikToks and Instagrams and all that, and they act like they did it like last week, that's not how it works, ladies and gentlemen. You have to lay a foundation first. You just don't pop up and are successful day one. There will be growing pains. So what now means is now you need to do something. You can't sit there and just keep watching the parade go by. You're not just going to be a spectator any longer. You actually have to get in and participate in the parade. In this case, you have to participate in wealth building. But some of you are saying, Eric, what does wealth building actually mean? Well, it comes in many, many different facets. Because I'll give you a perfect example. So I can sit here and say, invest in some high risk, high reward crypto project, and you might only put in $1,000 or $500 or $200. And just because you did it and it actually worked out, one of thousands of projects that actually did not fail, then you would be a winner. But 99 other people would be losers because they didn't do it, right? So all I'm saying is that's how you can start. You have to start your high risk, your risk now. So I highly implore you to start now, because the economy is not going to get better. You have to understand what's working against you. The rich are working against you. I have to always put it that way. You guys may not understand how this ecosystem works. So here's what happened. I put it for the members of the channel so you understand. But the first thing first, down below in the description, you must start a business. That is number one. The United States government and other governments around the world, you have a number. That number is like number 1 trillion, ding, monetized for our government. Because as long as you work, as long as you create a business, you have to give that country taxes. All right? If you're a citizen, even when you're not even inside the borders, you got to issue taxes. So they have you all the way around. The only way to avoid taxes is you must create a business entity. We've talked about it here. You can always search the channel for an LLC, how to start an LLC or a C Corp. You can search the channel. It'll run it down for you. Now, you start your LLC or C Corp, and then there's other things. There's other game plans within those game plans. Because a C Corp, you're actually going to be getting profit. You're going to be receiving a salary potentially, or however you want to pay yourself. But again, a C Corp allows you to do other things. For instance, I might be able to issue stocks. All right. So it's easier versus an LLC trying to do the same thing. But nonetheless, it can all be done. But the point trying to be made is those taxes is what takes away your wealth. So that's why the most wealthiest of people on the planet, you will notice they have businesses. It's not some guy that, yes, he bought Bitcoin when it was 5 cents. Yes, okay, there's some of those guys, but it's not the majority, right? It's a less than 1%. The rest actually had to do it the old-fashioned way, earn it. You need to consider earning it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when you're trying to earn it, guess what happens? Every once in a while, you find lightning in a bottle. You don't get to fail 15, 16, 20 different times. You find lightning in a bottle saying, I started this, everything fell into place, but everything falls into place. Why? Because you're putting in the work. Now, down below in the description, business first. Opus Virtual Office. A lot of you, again, we live in a third world country. I don't care. Americans, everybody here in America thinks we're better than everybody. We know more than everybody, when in fact, on any metric around the world, we don't scale in the top 10, other than violence. That's it. Not in healthcare, not in education. The main two things that helps the society grow. And even you guys will think, oh, I get paid more than the rest of the world. Well, actually, you don't. That's the point. All right? You have less benefits in America than more, what do you call it, first world countries. It's almost like we're in a third world country. In fact, we are in a third world country, because where else will you have no running water, no health care for all? I mean, come on. Stop this nonsense. Now, once you grapple with yourself about that, now you have to realize the world is your oyster. You don't have to play in just one pond. You can say, I want to do business with Alibaba in China, right? You can say, I want to do business with someone in Taiwan, someone in the Philippines, someone in Mexico. You don't have to just relegate yourself to the United States. You can create different businesses all over the world. So one of the other things is don't limit yourself. But let's get into the business. You got to protect yourself. Most people are going to be working out of their homes. You're going to be working out of your homes. We used to have 160 to 185 million people in America working at a job. When the pandemic occurred, we lost 100 million jobs. This includes mom and pop businesses as well, you know, the restaurant business, and they have many people that work in those industries and hotels and things like that, lost their jobs. Airlines lost their jobs. So literally under 100 million people were working, and it's only a little better. So if you actually start tracking the numbers, we have a nation where 200 million people don't even work. Now, traditional job, just to be clear, traditional job. But we have millions more who actually make money even from this YouTube streets here, even from Instagram, TikTok, social media stars, Snapchat. People are running around filming themselves, and that's another business entity. But let's get it to start. Opus Virtual Office, there's a link down below. It's $99 per month. The reason why I say this is because we're in a third world country. People are crazy. And if you work out of your home, you don't want your potential business that may, you know, you may get in touch with tens of thousands of people. There may be one or two crazies who don't like the way you look or something, and they show up at your house because you have your home address and want to talk with you. Hey, what's up? I seen you, whatever. So you protect yourself and your family, and you should have a virtual office in those instances. All right. So just Opus Virtual Office, it's a tax write-off. That's the first thing you're going to need to do. That's what I would suggest in this day and age. There's no reason to go down and get an office unless you somehow have employees already, where you're going to sit there and go, I'm going to get a lease here, and I'm going to pay 3 months in advance. They're going to give me my 1 or 2 months free, but I'm going to have to put down that deposit and then sign a lease of 1, 2, 3 years or whatever it may be to get a discounted price. And now you're already in debt and you haven't even made $1, but every day it costs you to be in that location. And every day you have to go out and get supplies, phones, switch over. You're going to have Comcast or not. You're going to have heating, AC. You're going to have water. What services are you going to have if you have employees or if you're going to even be in the office? You're going to have to order office supplies and things like that. All of a sudden, it starts adding up. Some places even charge you sales tax for your office space. So all of that has something to do with it. So if you want to get wealthy, the first thing on your agenda is write it down in your pen, pad, and paper. I need a business. That's number one. Number one, look who's on your, you know, everybody knows these names. I don't even have to say anything. I'm going to get into it. Everybody knows these names. When you say Musk, when you say Gates, Warren Buffett, come on. Everybody knows these names. Why do they know these names? Jeff Bezos, why do they know these names? Because these guys are billionaires. People notice billionaires, and billionaires are making moves, but you notice all these billionaires have multiple companies. They have a holding company, the mothership. All right. So you should have a holding company if you start growing or starting out. You can do that. A holding company LLC. Simple. That holding company LLC owns XYZ LLC. So your XYZ LLC is making money. Guess what? The profits get to go to the holding company. You reduce your tax situation. Oh man, I'm getting into some tax items. I'm not a tax professional, but once again, I'm leading you to the water because now you can go talk to a tax person and then you can say, hey, you know, this YouTuber guy, he's not a financial guy, but he told me I should have a holding company up here and I should have another company underneath that owns it and controls it. And that way they make the money. The holding company just receives the money. This company's sending it up. So therefore, it's a write-off. And then who's going to pay me? Take your pick. Either way, it's a write-off. But all I'm saying is now you've done a couple of things. You've also said, you know what? The holding company, the mothership, Berkshire Hathaway is built like this. They have many, many holding companies. And they have, a holding company, but many other companies underneath. And so therefore, if there's ever any bad things that occur, lawsuits, anything like that, the holding company's immune. The actual individual company by itself, that's a problem. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, so I won't get into that, but that is the lineage that you need to start thinking about, because it's a tax write-off, a tax write-off, and a tax write-off, and that's what you want. You getting paid, that's the least of your worries, because if you're making money, you don't have to worry about a thing, because you can go down and see an accountant, you can talk to them, and you can start saying, hey, you know what, this is how this is structured, or can you structure something for me? And that way I don't have to pay an enormous amount of taxes, because an LLC is a pass-through, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into wealth, you have to understand how the game goes. Remember, they're telling you, let's put it another way. If a country tells you, hey, get an LLC, you might have to start questioning, why do they keep telling us to get LLCs? How come? Well, it's pretty simple. If your company and it's profitable and it makes $100,000, guess who gets paid a boatload of money? That tax man from the state and possibly the government, federal. So again, how it works, I have $100,000 in profit. Next up is a trigger point that you go, oh, I'm beating my chest, I'm self-employed. Guess what? You're self-employed. Do you know what that triggers? That triggers a 15.3% tax, because you're not paying into FICO because you work for yourself. You got to pay 15.3%. That's $15,300 gone. You're down to 85K, 84K, just like that. Because you did not put in certain things like an S corporation because you had an LLC. Because then you would be an employee of your LLC. You wouldn't be the owner of the LLC. So therefore, you would put yourself in a position of the company made $100,000. That's right. But see, they only paid me 40, 50 grand. And then they gave me like another 20, 30 grand of distributions. So now the company, they keep their profit. All I got paid is like 60 G's. I don't pay 15.3, ladies and gentlemen, because now I'm on the federal side. So now I say I got $60,000. How much in tax do I have to pay for that? It's less than 15.3 straight out the box. All right. Now, I shouldn't be going down this path. Again, consult a tax attorney, accountant, anybody that handles these things. They can run it through you. But an S Corp is eventually what you want to get if you have an LLC. If you have a C Corp, then you don't have to worry about anything other than that, because you have distributions. You're going to have a K tax return and all that. Let me see who else is here. All right. George Charles is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only that can be in the chat room. Our newest member with the icon now next to his name is here, and he gives a simple tagline. Hello, all. Well, hello to you too, and thank you so much for being in the house tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Vanessa Kamagate, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream with the icon. And she says, hey, boss and SSN fam, and prayers to Floridians, exactly. Be safe out there. And Miguel says, hola, Vanessa. Yes, my ex-husband had to evac one of his properties. Exactly. It's terrible. Oh, it's coming his way if I think he's in the middle of that state. Yeah, he has the evac. It's coming. And it's packing. That thing is so wide, it's incredible. Oh, man, I feel bad for people. Miguel, hola, fam. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So anyhow, the first stop, you need to be in business. That makes your path to wealth a lot simpler. You get your EIN number. Some of you may not understand that, but just search the channel for EIN numbers. I've made a couple of videos. You just got to go to irs.gov and you get your EIN number from them. All right. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can do it online. It's that simple. Again, they make it simple. Now, again, remember, governments tag you from the time you're born. Generally, you're worth something to them. They go, all our citizens, they make over their lifetime $500,000. We get to tax them. That means $100,000 per citizen for their lifetime. We're going to make money on. So you're a monetary situation as a human being. And so that's why you might understand why governments don't care about raising taxes, why they don't care about adding taxes for sales taxes on the business, why they want to change the laws to help the people in business. Because once you're an entity, now you're with the big boys. You're starting to be with the big boys. Now all you have to do is make the revenue. And then now you really get to be with the big boys. And I'm going to show you what I mean. In fact, I had something else on tap, but this went a little bit different than what I wanted to talk about. So, by the way, again, 26 minutes in, smash the like button. Because today, you guys know I have to pick on a few people. You guys know that's how I have to be, but it's not really picking on anybody. I just want you guys to understand, when I mention those names, Musk, Bezos, and anyone else, Gates, all these guys, Walmart fam, you guys already know what the gig should be up already, but I'm going to tell it for everybody that doesn't understand. These guys, they get special treatment because they started businesses before, they were successful, and now they go hunting for the federal government. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people don't know Elon Musk's growing empire is fueled by $4.9 billion in government subsidies. So how do you stay in business when your company doesn't make money for 12 to 15 years? Yeah, you might be able to get subsidies. So another reason to have your business, because then you too can get on the gravy train of subsidies. Now, I had to pull this up because you guys are thinking, here's what you're thinking. You see this and you're like, 4.9 billion in government subsidies. And you would be thinking, this must be from 2022. Well, no, ladies and gentlemen. 7 years ago, in 2015, he was already getting $4.9 billion from the government. Oh, I'm sorry, from you, the taxpayer. That's who pays for these. I'm sure you know that, right? Subsidies for all these companies. Solar City, Tesla, SpaceX. 4.9 billion in government support. I believe that's called socialism. Does that sound like capitalism to you? No, it doesn't to me either. So I'm just letting you know it's not all what it appears. So therefore, step 1, you better have a business. Step 2, try to be successful. Step 3, you follow the playbook by these guys. All right? So I just wanted to bring this up because, again, this is May 30, 2015. They're talking about is 4.9. So it's kind of easy to stay in business when you're getting billions of dollars, even though your companies aren't worth jack crap. But I have a better thing. I want to have a C Corp, LLC that can issue stocks, try to get an IPO because stocks are paper, and therefore we are going to be worth a hell of a lot more. Even though we get subsidies, we still get to get stock money. Now, I'm just giving you the ultimate playbook. That's why people say I got to have an IPO. This is why I need to have a business that I can start where I get venture capitalists. That's why some go that route. But you have to start somewhere. I'm just letting you know exactly what happens on the other side of the fence while you're out here busting your ass. Some other people are busting their ass too, but they get money coming in from the government while they're busting their ass. That's what you want to do as well. All right? but you have to start somewhere. So get your virtual office. The link is down below. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Yes, be safe. I'm in South Florida, George Charles. Yes, hopefully not. Hopefully on the Miami side versus the Southwest. Isn't it just lovely? Yes, Vanessa Comagate. Exactly. It's really lovely. Oh, wow. Be safe, brother. Yep, exactly. Everybody in Florida has to be safe. Although those in Miami on the East Coast side, a little rain never hurt nobody, but they're already in the low-lying areas. If that would have hit over there, woo, that would have been even more devastation because they're already using pumps to get water moving, and it's just a sunny day out. Never mind if a hurricane rolls around with storm surges of 10, 15, 20 feet high. Jeez, that's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to illustrate that because that's your first move. Now, next move, you might start saying, hey, I need distribution. I need some way to do it. Well, in today's environment, distribution could be different. You could start a YouTube channel and potentially just go live and show your products. In fact, I've never even done that. Go live and break out the shirts, the gear, the hats, and be like, hey, this is what we have today. It's $35. Hey, not a bad idea, right? You can go Shopify. All these products are available at your disposal. And yes, there's competition. Wherever there's sales, there's competition. So there's no way around it. But you have so many outlets, the Snapchats. You have the Shopifys, like I say, you can create Amazon, you can do a bunch of things that you couldn't do 20 years ago. So you have to get started because if you want to create wealth now, you have to start now. And that goes with investing in all kind of different things as well. All right. So we're going to keep going. It's Wealthy Wednesdays. And oh, by the way, we have some guests coming on Friday night. We have guests coming on Monday night. We have guests on a special live stream potentially on Tuesday night. Yes, crypto, real estate. It's all on tap coming up this week because Wealthy Wednesdays, money making Monday, it's all going down because we need passive income 2022. And then 2023, time to buy a house. A house is not an asset, but it's an asset if you buy a house at 50% off. Then it will be an asset because when it goes up, I'll use it again. A $500,000 house can go down to $250,000. You buy it for $250,000. The next bull run, that house is going to be worth $600,000, $700,000, maybe more. All that equity will be in your pocket, and then you take some of that equity and go buy another asset that's going to pay you and pay your life for a long time. That's how you want to set this up if you want to be wealthy. And by the way, I gotta do this because some people don't understand the wealthy thing. Wealth is actually different to different people. Just because you see the super wealthy, the billionaires, the few, the 4,000 billionaires on the planet or less, that's not that many. There's 4,000. That's right. You heard me. There's less than that now. There used to be more. But all I'm trying to say is I'll round up 4,000. Out of 7.6 billion people, there's only 4,000 billionaires on the planet. So it's odd that people always show these mega yachts that cost $200 million, these big homes, 10, 20, $30 million, and only less than 4,000 people on the planet can buy them. But yet you have damn near 3 million people aspiring to be like that. Okay, here's what wealthy is, though. Wealthy comes in different forms, and wealthy can simply be that you get to wake up when you want, go where you want to go anytime you want, because that basically is what a person that is wealthy does. But there's one other thing that you're missing. A wealthy person, guess what? They still work. That's right. You have to keep track of your investments, your companies. You can't just go off in La La Land and sit on the freaking 200-foot yacht for months on end and just go party. I'm sorry to tell you this and burst your bubble, but if you want to be wealthy, you still have to work. All right. So, and the other part to this, just so you guys can understand, how many times, speaking of Bezos and Musk and Gates, you don't see these guys out partying all the time, do you? Funny thing. They don't have to do anything in reality, but for some reason, they keep running around to their companies. They keep running around trying to help the world. Some of them, not all. So you should understand what wealthy really is. That doesn't give you a license to just go partying for 365 days a year. But it does give you freedom. And freedom doesn't have to mean you're a billionaire. It doesn't even have to mean you're a millionaire. Freedom is how you design your life, and you can do that here, ladies and gentlemen. You can do whatever you like to do, and what's funny is you can bring a camera along with you, and yes, your work would entail posting it, but you can make money just from your everyday things that you do. What better time is there to live when you can do this? Because before you could not do this. So again, what is wealth really? You're going to have to determine what that is. But I guarantee you, it does not bring happiness because you have extra cash in your duffel bag of cash, in your bank account, in your attic, in your safe. It doesn't matter what the zeros are in your bank account because you're going to have to be happy with yourself. Because all money is paper. It's thin air. You don't even how many people even hold that filthy stuff? Why hold it when you have debit cards? Makes no sense. Right? So all I'm saying is there's a balance of life when you're starting to talk about wealth. Wealth means you can pretty much get to do what you want to do, but you have to start setting it up now if that's your goal. If you want to be able to go around and do something, that's your goal, then that's what you should be doing. You have to set up some things like, for instance, now I created SSN Lifestyle. All right. That I'm trying to help people, and it's a business as well, but that helps people make money many different ways. That is another component of being wealthy, being able to have additional streams of revenue. And so those additional streams of revenue, you might say, hey, Eric, I know you talk about stocks all the time. Okay, I talk about stocks, but we talk about stocks because they appreciate in value if you pick the right ones or you get an ETF. And we talk because there's dividends coming in. Earning 10, 12% on your money annually, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty damn good. But you need to do something more. You need to say, hey, where can I build something exponentially? Where can I get additional revenue streams from? If I decide that I want to be in business, I can't just rely on one salesman to go out and get us business. I might have to have 5 of them because 2 of them might not do anything. The third one might be half-assed. And then you might have one superstar who brings in 80% of the business. But you still need the other ones there as well to bring in the other 20% to give you your total profit picture. So that's the same thing that you need to do if you want to be wealthy. And how do you create it? Here's what you start thinking about. You start thinking about not just simply selling to one individual at a time. You start thinking, well, how can I get to the masses? Well, in these days, you could simply run a YouTube ad. I mean, they're cheap. That's a way to get in front of the masses. In these days, and this is what happened when eBay came out, when Amazon came out, when Airbnb came out, VRBO comes out, all of these, Shopify comes out, all of this helps you. Why? If you want to be wealthy, you have to be able to sell to millions, thousands, hundreds of people without having to do hand-to-hand combat one at a time. So on Wealthy Wednesdays, number 2, you should be picking a platform. Notice I said platform. A lot of people don't like platforms. They go, oh, forget the platforms. I want to have people come to my business. There's nothing wrong with that. But all I'm trying to say is if you pick something and somebody else can get eyes on it, like Airbnb was so popular because people were going to Airbnb to rent. So if you were there, you didn't have to do anything. You just listed your condo, villa, shed, and then they would find the customers for you. And for that, you just paid 3.5% of that's it. You get to keep 96.5% of the revenue profit. You can't lose. Amazon comes out. He allows people, just like Airbnb, they allow you to sell on the platform, and millions of people are on the platform buying. The people who are wealthy are the ones that actually had to put their items on the platform and let the millions of people come in, and then they sold, whether it's 5 items a day, 1, 3, 8, doesn't matter. But they're the ones that became wealthy because they were in it first. And then everybody wants to get in. So now your market share starts shrinking. And that's why you can't just go, just because you're making lots of money in one endeavor, you can't just count on the one endeavor. It's going to slow down. You have to figure out, I got to go to number 2. This is why the billionaires don't just have one business. Because if one fails, they're done. A millionaire, not one business. Got to have multiple streams of revenue, traditionally about 7 on average. That's good. If you can get 3 or 4, that's better. But 7 on average. And that's another reason why you don't see the millionaires and billionaires just hanging out. Sure, they buy the toys. Everybody has an ego. Sure, why not? You're going to go buy some toys. But they still are working for those toys. They still are attending meetings. They still are at the board meetings. They're still the chairman of the board. They're still in charge. Every now and then they'll step down and let somebody else run it, but they're still able to call up and be like, hey, I have a suggestion. So again, there's different ways that you can do things. And one of those ways is you can actually use other platforms if necessary for your product to be sold to the masses while you're still working in the lab. All right. So that's another feature of wealth and how to get wealthy. So hopefully you understand. Let's see who else is in the house. I'm going on a little monologue tonight, but I had to because we might have some new viewers here. But please smash the like button if you like what I'm even talking about. And by the way, we talk about many, many other things. So please subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. All right. Vanessa says, be safe. We already went down that road. Wilson Coos in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream where it's members only that can be in the chat room. Everybody else, you can watch. He has the icon next to his name, and he brings up his tagline. Good evening, Mr. Bird and SSN family. 100% facts. Yes, he's in the house. The Coup Man is here. And when he says he sells money, you have to understand. He's selling loans, lines of credit, business opportunity, rehab loan money. He's talking about if you're trying to do some business, then you need to see Mr. Wilson Coup, because he may have an investor or two for you. In fact, he may have somebody that's going to help you do your business. That'll fund it. Lots of opportunity. That's why he says he sells money. So if you're in the business of trying to do something and you're thinking, oh, I don't qualify because, look, my credit isn't the best and I don't think I can do it. Well, in the credit world, there's different ways you can do things, especially if an investor believes what you're doing is viable. They just start saying, well, hold on a second. We'll give you the down payment. We might have to have a little bit of control or something, or I don't know the setup. But again, if you have an idea, you want to do something, then guess what? We have many people here that can help you out, but Mr. Wilson Coup can help you with some funding, whether it's business related, agricultural related, whether it's any type of business. He may have somebody for you. So what do? You go see quickeasyfunds.com, QUIK. Remember, I keep telling you, keep those pen, pads, and papers here. QUIK. EZ, E as in Eric, Z as in Zebra Funds, FUNDS.com. Or if you can't get that, then just simply send a message to support@stopstrugglingnow.com and I'll forward your information to Mr. Koo. Again, support@stopstrugglingnow.com. That's simple. All right. So the crew man's here with the icon. Thank you so much once again for being here. And he says, good evening, Laverne P, Miguel, Vanessa K, George C, being sweet and nice. That's how we do it here in the nation. And Vanessa Gate, the seamless genius. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. A few people do have these AKAs, and she has one as well because she has big time business that she has created out of thin air. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm just going to give an example of something that she came up with that is virtually genius. Now, it's not fully fulfilled. She changed it a little bit, but I'm going to give you the essence of what she created. So equity play is almost extinct. Exactly. I knew you were going to say that. It's probably coming to an end in the next 45 days. But let's get to this. So there was a product and is a product that is a countertop unit, fingernails to go. That unit cost, well, $4,000 traditionally. Sometimes they had a sale recently where it was half price. But anyhow, $4,000. And because of her business expertise, she knows somebody that will allow her to get paper. What I mean by that, she can actually offer this fingernails to go to new students who just graduated from nail tech school, beauty school, and that could be part of a way to start a business. And those people may not have $5,000, but because she knows somebody that will give her paper and allow somebody to get a loan, she can sell the unit to these people for $5,000. And then whatever deal she makes, maybe he said, well, I'll give you $4,500 and I'll keep $500 and then I'll get to keep the interest from it. Something along those lines. So she wins all the way around, and all she generally had to do was go down to these schools. Everybody who comes out doesn't actually work in a salon, and nor do they want to. So they may think this is a viable option, and they didn't have to come out of pocket with the full $5,000. And she went one step further. The genius came up with putting a kiosk in a mall. So the person actually has a place that they can go for a low price of $25 a day and go hang out there and promote their business, maybe even do a little business there. So how is that a $5,000 business in a box? Genius. And how do you scale it? Because she's offering something to students or people, and it doesn't even have to be students. There's other nail techs that are out here right now roaming the streets, doing it, going to people's homes, personal homes to do nails. Now you have a product that can reduce your nail producing time or nail making time to minutes, where it can come out, and now you're just putting on gloss and other things that you want to do, maybe even get a manicure in, so now you make extra revenue. So you're setting up, the person is doing fine. Vanessa Gates doing fine because she's not relying on selling the unit and having to do the nails as well. She's basically has a business in a box that she's waving at people, and it doesn't activate until that person says, yes, I'm signing, and voila. So that's a beautiful, beautiful thing because you can set it up where you don't have to come out of pocket if she didn't want to. She doesn't have to buy units up front. She could just simply say, it's 5 G's. They sign the paper. She gets paid and then just order it up and tell the person, okay, see you at the mall in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever the time frame is that's going to come. When you think about it, that's genius because you too can go down and tell somebody, hey, you want to do this? You want to be in the nail business? That's what you went to school for? And they're like, yeah, and it's costing me. These people are charging me at these salons. They are at the nail salon. They're saying I got to pay them $500 a week or $500 a month just to have a chair. And then I still have to go get my clientele, or I got to give them a percentage because the person that walked in the door walked in their business. So that means I got to give them a percentage. I don't get the full amount of the nail cost. So therefore, she came up with a brilliant move, and it also allows the person to be portable because the machine is portable and it paints nails any design you want. So a person would start thinking, wait a minute, I can be at the mall, contact, I have people walking by, contact customers, and now those customers are going to live somewhere and they're going to say, I'm not coming to the mall, but can you come to my house? And now you start building an ecosystem, but she's getting paid because she's charging people to be there at the booth. She's charging people for the unit. When you buy units in bulk, you get a discount. So now instead of her buying it for $4,000, she could be buying it for $3,000 or $2,500. But she's still getting the $5,000 or $4,500, let's say. I'm giving this an example. I don't know the actual numbers. So you understand she's able to build based on the area and the business. You can't do this with every business. There has to be high demand. Nail business is high demand all the time. Every weekend, high demand. Especially when it's Christmas or holidays or anything else coming up, it's high demand. And women can't get in the nail salon because there's not enough appointments. So then where do they go? They find these other people. Hey, I just saw somebody at the mall. You might want to go down there and talk to them because you can get some nails done like now. All of a sudden, you've created another ecosystem. So that's what you can do. I'm only illustrating this because I'm trying to tell you, you can come up with many different things that you might be thinking it can't be done. Nobody figured out. She put out $100 challenge. She gave us a teaser on a Friday night, and she said, I'll give you guys can you guys figure out how I'm going to do something? And we have the fingernails to go machine, and how she was going to make, I can't remember the number. I think it was $20,000 a month. And so we're sitting there like, okay, countertop unit, $20,000 a month. I don't know how she's going to do it. Well, that's how she came up with it, because there's a missing link. The missing link was the person that was going to give the loan. So once she has a person that can do the loan, now she can actually get the clientele. She can get the persons coming out of school or coming out, walking around, having a hard time being a nail technician. And all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, you're giving me a spot to actually do something. And all I got to do is sign my name and I get that machine. And now I'm in business. Yes, you're in business and have a location. Genius, seamless genius. But she came up with something else, ladies and gentlemen. She's awesome. She's going to go with, she goes, well, I like that one. I like the 20 G's a month program, but I think I'm going to go worldwide. She came up with she escalated it up to another thing. One of these days, she'll have to explain it to us again. But all I'm trying to say, if you want to be wealthy, you escalate. You can't just sit there and go onesie. It's hard to do onesie, twosies. You need to actually have an ecosystem where people are like, hey, I can get rid of 5 of these. I can get rid of 10 of them. I can get rid of 15 of them, 20, 30, 40, 100. And so some of you may understand why oftentimes when it comes to real estate, and I say you need more than one property when you're doing real estate investing, because you are doing the same thing. Just like if you put products on Amazon, you're now giving yourself more opportunities to get more revenue in the door. That's the reason why when you're doing real estate investing, and some people say, hey, why only 1 unit in Punta Cana? I say, exactly, why 1? You should have 2. If you can afford 3, get 3. Because now you're going to be upset if all of a sudden you sit there and one of the unit that you bought for, I'll just use a number, $200,000, and it sit there and it made $45,000 profit. That's 20%, by the way. $45,000 profit. And now you're mad because you're going to go, God dog it. This same unit now costs $400,000. I could have bought 2 of these for 400. I could be making 90 G's a year. But because you don't understand exponential growth and you go with one at a time, you're thinking a different way. You could have a 3rd unit and now you're making 100 and let's say 35,000. All right, do the number. 10 G's a month, ladies and gentlemen. Most people will be fine in America if you make 10 G's a month. All right, but here's the thing. Every year, you could actually have a situation where you go, I think I'm going to raise the cost about 10% or even 5%. Now you make 5% more. So now you're making an extra 10 G's annually. Everybody will live with that. And then, of course, we're going to go on the bad side because every now and then you never know when a pandemic is going to occur. But because you have more than one, at least you still have 3 different, I'm going to 3 different units. So now you might only be, one might be renting well, another one might not be renting hardly at all, and then the other one might just be once a month or something. But you have revenue spread across versus the 3rd one I mentioned where you're only getting a little bit of rental. Maybe that's the one that you would have bought. So now you're out of luck. You don't have revenues because you didn't have the 2nd unit that's able to bring in additional revenues. So all I'm saying is that's why you always try to get multiples. If you want to be wealthy, you have to either do multiple streams, multiple businesses, or the business you're in, you have to scale it up. That's what you have to do. It's that simple. All right, let's see what we got. Facts. Vanessa, seamless genius. Thank you so much. 10K a month. All right, I couldn't remember the number. I was thinking 20, and because you can escalate it up when you told me what it was, because you could have went to another mall. I mean, with your playbook, the way you had it figured out, because the people, the business in a box, they were going to pay for the kiosk anyhow. And you made some profit from it. So you could literally do it anywhere. So she would have scaled up to another mall. So then it would have been 20K. I get there anyhow, even though it was 10K. But you can scale it up. So it could be 20K or more. Exactly. Take your time, think it out, and meet the needs of the people. Exactly. Very well said. That's what we have to do here. So that's a way to get wealthy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you start planning now. Anything your heart desires, you can come up with it. When I was growing up, I would tell some people some crazy stuff. I would tell them, here we go. You absolutely can scale it up. 3 locations, we're bringing 30K a month. There you go. This is exactly what I'm talking about in our example, which she actually can make happen. She already has the kiosk in one location, already set it down, and the schools are already there. And she already has a connection for the fingernails to go to get it wholesale price if you buy in bulk. So therefore, she just needs to show people, hey, this is what we can do. Here the spot is, and sign here and you can have this. Beautiful. You're in business. Everybody wins. And don't forget my $25 every 8 hours you're there either, every day. Pretty cheap, right? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty ingenious, right? Quite frankly. All right. So I'm going to give you guys something that I told people before. I told this story before. I haven't been telling too many stories lately, but I'm going to tell this story I've told before. One day I'm walking up to my apartment, and it's my early 20s, and I had an office already. I'm business, just what I'm telling you now. And some people actually knew that because in my apartment that I lived in, you can imagine it's not a luxury apartment or anything. It's just an apartment, but it doesn't fit. I have the wrong vehicle. I'm wearing the wrong clothes, and everybody's like, this doesn't match up because where I live is ordinary, but the car I'm driving, the clothes I wear is upscale because I have an office. So you wear a tie, suit, you dress, And then, of course, if you make money, then you generally have a car that costs maybe a little more than your average car costs. So anyhow, I'm walking upstairs to my apartment. This guy runs me down in the parking lot. Eric, hey man, I know you make a lot of money. I know you do something because you got 2 vehicles. And I don't know if you'll need a third one, but I don't want to lose my car. He says to me, I said, what do you mean lose your car? He goes, oh, I can't make the payments and it's going to get repossessed. And if it gets repossessed, then that means I won't be able to get a car. Back in the day, if cars were repossessed, you wouldn't be able to go get a car. You were Nick's age. You had to go see a car dealer, kind of like pay here type of car dealers, right? So those cars aren't going to be new. So he was panicked. He was like, I can't do that. I'll need a car eventually. It's just that right now I can't meet the payments, and if I don't do this. So I was like, no, man, I already have 2 cars. I'm sorry. I just can't help you. So I blew it off. I get upstairs. I put my key in the door. And then right then and there, I was like, wait, what if thousands of people need this help? So, of course, you're sitting there and I'm like, this is interesting. So I go in the house and I'm like, how do we find out if there's a market for this, which there probably is, but there was no internet to go search. So I'm like, let's go check this out. So I call up the Auto Trader. In some states, they still have this little Auto Car Trader magazine. It's online now, but at the time you had a book, and a quarter-page ad was something like, I don't remember, $50, $75 for a quarter-page ad. So I told my friends, I said, hey, man, this guy came up to me and said, hey, I can't make my payment. You know what? I think if I told people, if you can't make your payments, need help, how many people would call me? And then if I can get a car, the people that means I have his car, right? And I was like, you understand, I'll have his car. He said he can't make payments, so I'll have his car. So now I'll put another ad in the paper where it says, hey, your credit is bad, can't get a car, need help. So now I'll just have somebody make his payments. I'll be the middleman. Oh, and by the way, they're going to give me $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. The person that's going to do the payments, they're going to pay me that. And the person that giving me the car, I'm just going to charge them $50. I don't really care. It's just processing. It's what my time. But I said, but the other people, they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to give me at least 1 month's worth of the cars, just because we're going to actually back it if the person misses a payment. So therefore, it has to be equivalent to 3 payments. Back then, payments were $300, $200, whatever. So anyhow, so people had to give up $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. Now, if the person defaults, then their car gets picked up. So therefore, those thousands of dollars really, in essence, were in the pockets of the company's profits. So what do you think happened, ladies and gentlemen? I put a quarter-page ad. It cost either $100 for both, or $125 or $150. That's it. The phone rang off the hook. 5 cars came in within the first 3 or 4 days. 3 of those cars were out within the first 3 or 4 days. And the company profit, because remember, the company doesn't have any overhead. The company doesn't own anything. So we're talking about $4,500 to $5,000 within less than a week. And the rest is history. Because we didn't own none of the vehicles, the loan is between the 2 people. So again, we found a niche, which goes to what Vanessa Comagate was saying here. Where did she bring this up at? Right here. Exactly. Take your time, think it out, meet the needs of people. But how do you know if there's needs of people? So we had to do a recon mission, right? I had to put these 2 ads out just to see what the response would be. And I just thought, yeah, okay, 1 person might call, 2 people might call, but no. It was like 10, 15 people called the first day just to say, hey, is this for real? I need a car. I equally had about 10 or 15 people calling saying, hey, I'm in trouble with my car. I got this car note that says I owe, ladies and gentlemen, 20% interest on like an $8,000, $10,000 car. I mean, this is insanity. But there would always be somebody to take over payment because they couldn't go down to get a car. And these cars are generally 1-2 years old. And don't be fooled. The millionaires bringing their cars in too. They can't afford them when things go bad. All right. In fact, this is how I got a boat, by the way, because one of these rich dudes had a meltdown, meaning he was having economic problems. He brings in, I'm trying to think, 2 sports cars, an RV, and then as he's signing the contracts and turning them over, and already had a person for one of his vehicles, so now he was getting that taken care of already out the top. He's walking out the door, and I'm following him out and talking to him, and he turns to me and he says, hey, man, how would you like a boat? I was like, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, no, man, here. You done helped me out. You got all 3 of them payments, and those payments all total were something like $2,500. So he was happy as hell. He's like, you got me out of $2,500 per month. I got like that 35-foot boat sitting at the marina. It's yours. Here's the keys. I was like, okay, stop playing. I said, I'm helping you out. He's like, no. Meet me at the marina tomorrow, and boat is yours. The keys here. You got it. Just meet me down there, and I'll show you where the slip is, and we'll sign over everything. So that's how I got a boat out of it, because I was helping this guy, this Richie Rich dude. Crazy, right? Because he was like, or you can try and lease it for me. But I was like, that's risky. I'm not going to do that. Boats can be, you don't know where boats are going to be. So he's like, oh, here, just take it, man. Crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So I gave you a little bit into the piece of the story, one of it, because I never went to that portion, but just letting you guys know. So this is what you do. Yep, covers the mall rent and leaves a little extra. Exactly. James Way is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only that can be in the chat room with the icon. And he brings in his tagline, the rent is too damn high. Good evening, folks. Good evening to you too, James Way. Very nice to see you once again. And everybody who's here, do not miss the next live streams. Friday night live stream, crypto investing. That's right, up to 3%, 4% per week, 12% per month, something like that. We're going to have somebody coming on explaining something there. And then Monday, we have another person coming in. We're going European, ladies and gentlemen. We're going the other side of the world business opportunity. Oh, yeah, America's not always the best, because sometimes they have rules and regulations that are not set forth. So therefore, you can't do business here, but you can do business elsewhere. So we're going to have somebody on that's going to be, it's awesome, ladies and gentlemen. It's an ecosystem that you've never seen before. Some of you might know what it is already, but I haven't given you any clues. So come back on Friday night and I'll give you a clue at what it is. But it has to do with worldwide, and it has to do with something, what we're talking about right now, where people need help. We provide the help. Not we. I'm not in it. I'm not an owner. I'm just saying they're going to help people. And when you help people into a business where millions of people need help, ding, 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 we have a winner. All right. So we're going to talk about that on Monday night, and it's going to be one of the owners of the company. Oh, I know it's a ring of fire opportunity, but you guys are going to find out about it first. All right. And then, of course, it goes to SSN Lifestyle, but you guys will find out about it first. So don't miss Mondays, Money Making Mondays at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss Fridays. And if things go well, on Tuesday, the rep from a Punta Cana real estate investing project is going to be in the house. That's right. The actual company rep for Cruise on Land is going to be in the house where you're going to be able to find out a lot of stuff. And by the way, shh, how about this? Victor Marrero's not here tonight, but hopefully he's safe. Hopefully him and his family is safe in Orlando as well. But check this out. Thanks to George Charles, who has bought at Cruise on Land, he tells me today something I've been waiting for. Cruise on Land, their amphitheater holds 3,500 people. And of course, I think he said what everybody should say. You need to make it bigger. Hard Rock Hotel has a 5,000, 6,000 hold. So we need 5,000 or 6,000 at least there. You got the land, make it happen. So it's probably going to happen. So you guys, they have a recording studio at Cruise on Land. Now I find out the amphitheater can hold thousands, even though it's 3,500. That's fine with me. The Santa Barbara amphitheater, I think, holds 3,500. That's Santa Barbara, California, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they have an amphitheater down there. It's 35 or 4,000. It's same size, basically, because you're going to have lawn and all that, so you can actually do what you want. But all I'm trying to say is an amphitheater, you know what that means? That means acts. That means lots of different things can happen on that stage. And that means what a wonderful place to live and hang out, and what a wonderful place to just vacation at when you start throwing in Bad Bunny's coming. I'm only joking. You need 30,000 seat arena. But anyhow, we're talking about some stars are going to come. And by the way, this is a little known, not known fact. You guys, Snoop Dogg is well known. But how many of you know that Snoop Dogg actually went to Punta Cana to do concerts, not at the Hard Rock? How about that? They don't even have a venue that can hold 3,500 people. So they had to do it outside, like in a stadium or something. It's crazy stuff. But now you're going to have a place where some of these stars, if you say 5,000 people, they will come. All right? So now you're creating a venue inside of the place you live, the place you own, the place you're renting out. Woo! Stay tuned. Tuesday night, we're going to even get some more heads up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see what we got. Oh, man. James Way. What's this? Coolio passed away today. Just heard. You got to be kidding me. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Jeez. The young man. Wow. Wow. That's unheard. Man. James Way. Oh, wow. Life is short. Exactly. Diesel Mike. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream with the icon next to your name. And he has his tagline, good evening, Eric and SSN family. Did not get the notification. I noticed tonight hardly anybody has said they've received a notification. Only 2 people. That's not good. Back in the doghouse. But oh well, it won't stop us. Let's keep rolling. All right. Now, if you want to be wealthy also, we're going to have to do some other things. But again, thank you again for being in the house, Diesel Mike. Don't miss this. Yes, Cruise on Land, George Charles setting it up for us. Thank you so much for that. But Tuesday, you guys will know about it. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter at the very bottom of the description below this video, please go sign up. So that way, if you don't receive notifications, at least you'll get a newsletter, and hopefully you'll get it, and then you can come to the live streams or just watch the videos. All right? So that's how we do it. Laverne Penix. Hello, Mr. Koo. 59 years old, cardiac arrest. I got notification. Good God, 3. Man, this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen, which brings me to some other things because, again, we have the debt box node investment going on, business opportunity previously from the XPLR, but we have a 4,500 debt box node business opportunity. We're trying to get up to a node that's worth $4,500 before they increase it. Here, they're going to increase it October 1st. So we only have a few days to get there. In fact, let me go over here. I'm going to have to go over here and pull this up now that I'm thinking about it. So if you want to participate, you're going to have to search the channel and look for the debt box node business opportunity. And hold on a second. I'm scrolling through here so I can get it down. What this is a node on the debt box blockchain, and the nodes are based on commodities, oil, gold, silver, things like that. So you are backed by real world assets. All right. So that's how simple it is for you. So here we go. And I'm going to take you over to the shop and we'll go look at it. But we're up to $2,000. We need 4,500. So therefore, you can put in $250 increments or more. You can put in 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500. You receive rewards, daily rewards from these debt box nodes. There are several of them. The natural gas, 4,500. We have grow with agriculture, 2,500. We have gold, GOLD, that is 1,500, but it doesn't return that many rewards. Then we have aluminum, which is bauxite, which is used for electric vehicles. So that's going to be in high demand. We earn daily rewards on that. Or XPLR, which is $1,250. We receive rewards on that. So that is how it actually works, backed by real world assets. And from the profits, they take some of the profits from each project for that token and they burn the token. Part of the tokens, right? So in theory, the price is supposed to go up. But let's just call it what it is. It's real world assets. This isn't some crypto that's, it's a DAO or other node projects that are not really doing anything. You're mining 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's group economics. Some of you may say, hey, Eric, I don't want to be in the group. You might want to be like Mr. Cool and say, hey, I'm just going to buy a node myself or 2 or 3. Well, if you want to do that, you can. You keep everything to yourself, which is fine. The link is down below and it's called IX Global. And it does cost you $50 per month to buy a node. If you want to be able to have a link like me, then you have to spend $115, $145, or $180. Take your pick. Each level gives you more business opportunities within the IX Global platform. So this is a ring of fire opportunity at SSN Lifestyle. This is what we're doing at SSN Lifestyle. We're bringing business opportunities there to help people get into something that you may not be able to otherwise get into. A lot of people don't have $4,500 to buy a node, but 10 people or 15 people combined might have $4,500 based on $250 increments. And somebody might put in 500, somebody might put in 750, somebody might put in 250, and 5 people might put in 250. But the point is, that's how we get there under the group economic plan. So you can use your debit, credit card, it goes through PayPal, or you can use crypto. How about that? USDT. So you can use it on the myriad of blockchains, whether it's AVAX, whether it's Matic, whether it's ETH, whether it's Binance, BEP20, or whether it's the TRC20. You can use any of those USDTs to deposit into this program. We have a few days left. So if you want to get in on it, I suggest you start thinking about it right now. And you cannot take out any of the rewards. This is long term. You can only, once, whatever you put in, I have to be specific. Whatever you put in, it's locked. You can't say, hey, I need my 500 back. It's locked. Once you have the node, you're part owner on the node, that's it. You can't do anything. You will receive daily rewards, which you can take out. January 15th, July 15th. Those are the 2 times a year that you can say I'll withdraw, or you can just let it keep rolling. It does not compound. So if you have 1,000 rewards on January, and then in July, and you left it in, and then in July it added on another, let's say 2,000, so your total would be 3,000. Somebody else might have taken out their 1,000 in January, but when we go up later, that 2,000 isn't going to be 3,000. They'll just have 2,000 that they can possibly take out, not 3,000. So those are the differences. But nonetheless, that's how it works in a nutshell. But search the channel for Debtbox Node, and you'll see a couple of videos coming up, and you can go check it out there. All right. And what I will do is this right here. I will do a 3-minute video with Travis Flaherty, because he's at Nebraska, where it's the oil. BGLD is one of the nodes, and they're discussing the nodes. He's talking about that node. That node is sold out. But the next node, wherever there's oil, there's natural gas. And you want to be in on natural gas if possible, in my opinion. So that's why we all went for the 4,500. So let's see if we can get there. But check this out. I'll put him in now. So you guys,
hey guys, Travis Flaherty here, IX Global Debt Ambassador. And I'm coming to you today from, well, Nebraska. I'm standing out in the middle of tens of thousands of acres of farmland. And what you can see right over my shoulder is an oil rig from one of our projects, Black Gold. It also supports our Nat-G licenses as well. You know, one of the reasons why you might want to pay attention to what we're doing in this space is really speculation versus substance, or tangibility over hype. You know, the cryptocurrency space is amazing. I think that there are a lot of fellow crypto enthusiasts that are probably watching this right now, but I think that you would agree that the industry, there's a lot of projects like meme coins, pump and dump coins, rug pools, ICOs, where there are a lot of promises that are made. It's always about what we're going to do, what we're going to do, what we're going to do. A lot of mining programs that have been out there that say they're mining, but then they turns out they weren't mining at all. They ended up being Ponzi schemes. And so I think that it's made a lot of us hesitant. The reason why you want to pay attention to what we're doing here at IX Global and the Debt Box is because of these real world commodity-backed projects that we have inside of this new ecosystem that we're building. Projects that are backed by oil rigs just like this that we have all over the world. Projects like gold, that we actually have gold in vaults. You know, we have silver, we have you know, a new satellite that we're getting ready to launch in space that we've partnered with companies like Google and Boeing and SpaceX, just to name a few. You know, what we're really doing is we're setting a new precedence in the cryptocurrency space. What we're saying is that, look, you know, for us to really bring credibility to an industry that we all love, we've got to stop with the hype, and we've really got to bring in these real world projects that people can count on, that they can rely on. And that's exactly what we've done here. We have delivered the industry's first ecosystem that is backed by real world commodities. And now you have an opportunity to be able to own it. You have an opportunity to be able to participate in it, and you have an opportunity to be able to earn daily rewards from it. So we invite you to come take a closer look. We've got some great presentations that are available. If you're watching this video, I invite you to sit down and watch one of our full presentations and really see what we're all about. Thanks for watching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That gives you a brief overview from him and a different perspective. But again, you can do it all by yourself if you just want to buy one of the nodes. And I'm going to give you something on the screen because I've done this every live stream. Check this out. Here's the cost of the nodes right now. The satellite one he mentioned, XPLR, the satellite's going to be going up. That's the one we first started our first business opportunity, our first node project here in the group economic environment. We went with the 1250 node. Aluminum is 1500, DLG 1500. You can see grow, which is agriculture, is 2500, and the natural gas 4500. Now, I'm going to show you the back office because we have some people here who actually is in on the XPLR node, so we can see our progress as it's going along. So the best one right now that gives off the most rewards is natural gas. The worst one is DLG, which is gold. It gives off less than one reward a month. So again, this is long term, shall we say, because node are tokens in themselves. And I'll show you what I mean here shortly. All right. So that's how we have done it. Now I'm going to show you this. And let me go look on the comments just in case somebody has a question. So, oh, hold on a second. I got to get this right. All right. Let's see. Oh, I missed a lot, it looks like. All right. I got the notification in Trail Laverne Penix. That's number 4. Thank you so much. Robbie D Solutions in the house, aka DJ Robbie D is here, and welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And he brings hello everyone as the tagline tonight. Thank you so much for being here. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, he got the notification. That's 6 people. That's awesome. Hopefully we'll get there. Exactly. Hopefully we'll get there. All right. So here we go. This is what it looks like in the back office for the debt box. Here's the tokens. These are all tokens, ladies and gentlemen. They all can be exchanged for the debt mother token. And then the debt token can be exchanged for everything. USDT, Binance, BNB, whatever you want, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever. That's the mother token. It swaps on PancakeSwap. All right. So these are the prices. So here's the idea. These are just the beginning. This is less than 1 year old. So except for the BGLD, that one is over one. It's 1 year, 1 month old. All the rest are less than 1 month or 1 year old. Now, when you want to see rewards, this is what it looks like. It's mining all the time. And we have the one XPLR. It says the value is $130 off of like a 40, probably 45 days. But remember, these are low prices for the coins, the tokens. So just to give you an idea, you'll see over here, the XPLR token is 0.00613. So these are all low. So as they get profits in from the scanner system, then they use part of those profits to buy the XPLR token, and then they burn those tokens that they bought from the profit. So that decreases the amount of tokens, and then whenever there's a demand for the tokens, the price will rise because there's less tokens. That's the theory. That's tokenization theory, all right? Just giving it to you. So any crypto type of monies that you put in is always high risk, high rewards. So that's what I wanted to show you there, so you get an idea on what's happening. All right, that's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to get in, whether singly, IX Global is single, do it yourself, no problem. Search the channel. If you want to get in the group economics, then go down below and look for that 4,500 debt box business opportunity link, $250 increments. You can join there. All right. So get on with that, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to create wealth, this is another way on Wealthy Wednesdays, how to create it now. You're doing it now. So you want to get in on this. If it works, then you will create wealth. If it doesn't work, then it's another business opportunity, another crypto that you said, hey, let me put in the money that I can afford to lose, and I want to give it a shot. That's what you have to look at it as. Any business opportunity, anything you do is inherently a risk. Even when you buy a stock, it is a risk. Something can go bad. Put it to you another way. Here goes another story. A lot of people may know this story. There was a pandemic in 2021. There's a car company called Hertz. Hertz Car Company, known worldwide, all over the world, number one as far as locations and everything. If somebody told you that they would file for bankruptcy, go out of business, reissue some other stocks because their other stocks are now worthless, you would probably say you can wake up from your dream. That is what happened, though, ladies and gentlemen, because of a pandemic. So again, just because everything looks safe, you never know when things can take a turn. So everything is a risk when you're departing with your funds. Just keep that in mind. Do your due diligence, do your research. But remember, nothing is guaranteed. But the safest investment, well, you can go to the Treasury for that. You got to go buy a bond. Around 4% right now. That's your safest investment. And if you're getting 4% return on your money, hey, that's not going to cut it if inflation is 10, 12, 15, 20%, right? But at least it's not zero. So again, and it's short term, 6 months to a year, they have 4% Treasury bonds right now. Now, it's going to get a lot worse. A lot worse, because why don't I get into something? Here's how wealth is going to go, because the great transfer of wealth is going to happen in the next T minus 24 months. You have a window of possibly 12 to 18 months where you're going to have to go with the mantra, buy a home. Put in the numbers now. I'm going to keep saying this, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of you are sitting here going, Eric, you already told us this. But again, we have people who may not have heard it. Go look at Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, wherever you look for homes. Go right now and say, hey, you know what? I always did want to live in this certain neighborhood, or neighborhoods with an S, plural. You pick 5 to 10 homes that you said, man, I always wanted to live here. It's just that I can't afford 800,000. I can't afford 500,000. Whatever the number is not relevant right now. You need to go look and say, hey, that's where I want to live. This is where I want to be. This is what I'm going to pay attention to. Because when you're buying real estate, that's most people's biggest investment in their life is when they go buy a home. But a lot of people are just cavalier. They're just like, I'll just go over here and buy this house over here because it's the house that I can afford. It's in an okay neighborhood. But you're not thinking like an investor for your home. You're thinking like a person that's going to live in your home. You should be thinking, in my opinion, not necessarily everybody thinks this way, but you should be thinking, what can I do with this home down the road? So let me set this up. You want to build wealth? Then let's set it up for you. All homes that are in the, let's call it upscale neighborhoods, always will hold their value and be worth more. So if you're in an upscale neighborhood, now in most places other than California, a $1 million house is in an upscale neighborhood. But who can afford that? Well, only 20% of the population, 25 maybe. So the rest of the people that go, I want one, there's maybe watching right now going, yeah, I want $1 million house, but you're not going to qualify because you don't make 300,000, 350, whatever the case may be, right? So you're sitting there going, I would never live in that neighborhood. But what if I told you that same house could be 500,000? Now is it worthwhile to go track? Because 500,000 is totally different than 1 million when it comes to financing. And what if it goes to 400,000? Are you in now? So all I'm trying to say is, this is the opportunity of a lifetime that is potentially coming up. I'm starting to hear some YouTubers coming around. I start seeing this -40. They're teasing, but you guys already know. Go on, say it. Yes, Eric, we heard it from you months ago, 40 to 60%. They're getting there. And in fact, one of these YouTubers said 50%. I was like, now they're getting on the bandwagon. 40 to 60%. And I told you guys, I'm looking for that 50 to 60 range. I already put my stuff up on my list because later on, you're not going to remember. You're going to sit there like right now, you're looking at Zillow or Truly or whatever, and you go, okay, I'll use a million home again. And you're just going, okay, a million home, I'll never buy it. And then 9 months from now, you'll go look at Truly and be like, yeah, I remember. Let me go check. And then you'll go, it's 700 or 600. And you'll be sitting there thinking, was that 1,000? No, I couldn't have went down from a million to 600,000. It must have been like 7 or 8. You'll trick yourself because you'll be in denial. You'll be like, that didn't go down 40%. But if you write it down, then you're going, oh my God, this is like 40. And then if it goes to 500, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can actually live in this neighborhood that I always wanted to live in. This place is cool. And here's the second side of the coin. I'll say it again. When you buy a house in the upscale neighborhood, when the economy goes up, guess which homes appreciate the most? Bingo. The upscale neighborhood. So, to prove the point, everybody's heard of like homes in LA are outrageous. Homes in Miami, right? Outrageous. People are buying $2 million. Homes are $2-3 million that are 2,400 square feet in Miami. I mean, this is absurd. Same thing in SoCal. Ordinary homes. So again, if you want to get your transfer of wealth, if you want to get your toys, all your toys you can get in the next 12 to 24 months, 9 months to 24 months. So what I mean by toys, some of you guys know I have a motorcycle. I like motorcycles. Some people might want a motorcycle. Guess what? They're going to be on sale. Some people may say, I want a car. They're going to be on sale. Every liability thing is going to be on sale. All right. So you can now get whatever you want. So you got to get your duffel bag of cash ready. That's why we're trying to set ourselves up to be wealthy now, because things like the nodes, things like SSN Lifestyle, where you can actually make some money. Because why? Because they have health products too. That's right. Health products. You can sign people up also, right? So you can do that. So, and you can sell other products and services. So therefore, you can actually make extra streams of revenue throughout your membership. Or if you don't want a membership, you can have a free membership, referral affiliate, and you can still refer people and still receive commissions for many different products and services. So you have that. But if you want to do wealth, you have to start planning now to create it. It's just going to pop up on you. You have to start putting in the work. All right. So there's several different ways you can get in on this great transfer of wealth. And Wealthy Wednesdays, this is the first one I called it Wealthy Wednesdays. I might call it Wealthy Wednesdays from now on, because the economy is going to go down. You can get every bad liability 50, 60% off is my prediction. And like I said, here's what's going to help us. Remember when I said the Fed helps us? Well, if you're new here, I say the Federal Reserve actually helps us, because they're still printing up money, which means inflation is still going to keep going. That's not going to change. But here's what happened. In the UK, guess what they did? Those guys went off the reservation. They did something that they should not do. Get this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new here, then you're about to learn something. Tax cuts and tax breaks are not your friend. All right? When the government starts spouting tax cut, tax breaks, you're paying the taxes for the people that get the tax cut, tax break, which is the rich. When they give the rich tax cuts and tax breaks, now they have to follow it up with two things. They are going to give them the tax cut, tax break doesn't generate the money, right? They already make money. They're just going to pay less tax. And then you pay the rest of their tax bill. And I don't understand still why Americans don't get this. That's what's actually happening. And that's what creates inflation, because their next move is to also give the rich and wealthy loans. So they have to reduce the interest rate, the federal funds rate, to make sure they can give them loans at 1%, at damn near 0%, so they can go out here and buy companies, corporations, go buy, overbid on homes. That's what they do. They can't do that anymore when they increase the interest rate to 4%. Now, all of a sudden, those hundreds of millions of dollars at 4%, no, we can't pay that back because our profit margin is only 4, 5, 6, 7% when we do that way. So we're not touching that. So that slows down the economy. So here's what they have to do in that case is what's happening now. They raise the interest rate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I just said, the United Kingdom, the former home of what we call currency, they used to be world currency, UK, all right, along with France used to have world currency status. These guys, they said, they woke up and they go, we're going to give tax cuts and tax breaks. Uh-oh, red flag. But not only did they say they're going to give tax cuts and tax breaks, they said, oh, by the way, we're going to reduce our federal funds rate while there's inflation going on. So you know what triggered? All of a sudden, people said, oh my God, their bond rates are now going to go down. So you know what happened? Nobody's buying any bonds for the UK so they can print up some more money. Are you serious? So now you know what happened. Their bond rates go down and they just exasperated inflation globally because they're the 6th largest economy on the planet. That's going to affect us here in America as well. So now the balances are a little more off, and therefore we're still going to have great buying opportunities, OCs. We're ordinary citizens here. We don't want these big fat cats to get bigger and fatter because they're able to buy up more of the assets than us. We got to get those assets right now while they're cheap, because the next time they bring down these interest rates, their federal funds rate, it's probably going to get up to 4.5. So after it gets up to 4.5 or 5, all of a sudden they're going to start slashing. And after that point, there's going to be a point of no return. $1 million house right now is going to be 2 million or 1.7, 1.8. A $500,000 house is going to be 800, 900, a mil. So you guys are going to be out there. If you're trying to buy a home, again, you don't want to buy homes when they're high, but they could be high for a very, very long time. Next time, it could be, if 13 years wasn't enough, what if it's another 13 years before this bubble comes back down? Think about it. It took 13 years this time. What if it's 20 years instead, and you're not holding any assets that go up in appreciation? That includes gold and silver, by the way. All right, get a little bit of that, very small amount. All right, there we go. That's the Wealthy Wednesdays talk. 1 hour, 44 minutes. Please smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. And I want to thank everybody for being here. We're not done. Let's see if we have anybody asking any questions. Evening, Diesel M, James Way, Robbie D from Wilson Koo. Thank you so much, Wilson Koo, showing some love in the house. Curtis Davis has arrived. Mr. Financial is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where he has the icon next to his name and he says his tagline, good evening, SSN family, ABMM. Okay, always be making money, ABMM. That's what it stands for. That's what we do here. That's what he does. He helps you out on his channel, Chili Davis, Chilly, Chili Davis. Go check him out. Show some love by subscribing to his channel, clicking the all notification bell, because he's working hard right now, giving you guys information such as what I gave you and more. He'll give you the earnings. He'll give you some dividends information. He'll give you some stock information. He gives you crypto information. He gives you a lot of information. So go check out Chili Davis, Chilly Davis, and subscribe, please. And any videos you watch, please smash that like button. Show some love. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you haven't gotten enough on the wealth curve and the wealth transfer that's happening, well, again, you have options. Some of us also said, I have to get to this because it's real estate. It's not real estate after the home prices come down. How about I get into a pre-construction project right now while the prices are down before they build? How about that? No credit check, no qualifying, so therefore there's no barrier to entry. There's opportunities out there. Search the channel, Punta Cana, I have. Search the channel, Miami, I have. Lofty Brickell is an interesting one. They have units from, I think it's 350,000 with your studios, all the way up to over 3 mil. Downtown, on the river, Lofty Brickell. And apparently, it's not selling like the Nativo or the 501 residences. They still have plenty of units available. But this is expected. You know why? Because most people aren't going to live there, but it might be their second home. And after you say no to the studio, let's say it's 400,000, might want to say yes to the 1 bedroom, which is going to be 600,000. And then you're like, holy smokes, a 2-bedroom is 900 G's. Well, see, therein lies the problem, because you're going to have to put down 250 G's if you decided for the 2-bedroom. And putting down 250 G's, it eliminates 90% of the people in the United States, 90% of the people in Mexico, 90% of the people in Europe. So there is 10% of the population from each of the countries that can afford that, but how many people want to do that? So therefore, even though it's on the river, and everything, has everything there, it's available, ladies and gentlemen. But you too can get in. It's no credit check, no qualifying. It's just you have to put down 250 G's on a almost $1 million property. Now that 400,000, you're going to have to do 100,000, and then they make payments every 6 months. All right, that's not bad. Downtown Miami. You can actually rent you can rent studios in downtown Miami 3-4 years ago. I was renting, I can't remember, Epics. No, it's not Epics. I can't remember the name of it. Anyhow, downtown, it was $550 for a freaking studio unit, which was basically a hotel room. Back then, 3-4 years ago. So I can't even imagine what one of these studio units you can buy for 400 is going to be. I would think $600-700 per night, because they have restaurants in there, they have fitness centers, they have co-working spaces, they have bars, valet parking, Airbnb rentals, or you can do that. So it's not a bad deal, and it's on the river. They're going to have their own marina, by the way, which I don't know how they're going to do that, but whatever. All right. So I'm just saying, they have some other things too. LoftyBrickell.com. You can go check it out. All right. So again, pre-construction, they have them all over the world in case you're an international visitor, which, let's just face facts. I know most people aren't. International is just going to be Canada and maybe a couple places in the DR. But generally, for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't like to break out the SSN nation into foreign country territories. It's wild. After 4 years, it's crazy. So, because they don't want to invest in real estate in Philippines, because they have pre-construction there. They don't want to go to the island of Cyprus. Hint. Some people don't know. It's a hint I gave you. Island of Cyprus, pre-construction, right? Greece, pre-construction. Belize, Costa Rica, pre-construction. Mexico, pre-construction. All pretty much the same. All over the world, people are buying real estate, right? Pre-construction. It's along the same lines. Thailand, pre-construction. It's everywhere. This is how you can get in without having to deal with qualifications. And one very important thing about the wealthy, they don't like having credit tied to them personally. So when you do pre-construction, you have no credit. You're paying for an asset on down payments over time, but it's not on your credit report. So therefore, that doesn't tie up your available purchasing power if you do use debt. So I'm just saying there are advantages, although at the end, either you got to pay cash or you got to get a loan to pay off the remaining balance. But nonetheless, there's different strategies on how you can do this. It all depends on the individual. But if you want to get on the greatest transfer of wealth, it's happening right now. It started. So you have to start strategizing. And if you're here, then you're in it. So again, don't miss Friday night live stream. All right, 9-10 p.m. Come to the party. And with that said, I got to throw down a video, because DJ Robbie D's in the house. So I always have to throw down a video, SSN lifestyle video. Let's see. Let's go with, I did land auction on Monday, right? So let's go with this one here.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it don't stop. You got to enjoy your life. You got to go out with the stresses. And the only way you can do that is building up your wealth. And oh, by the way, a side effect, while you're building up your wealth, you're actually creating something of an asset, because assets pay us. So while you're building up your way, you're getting passive income coming in. And the next thing you know, you have enough passive income where you can work from anywhere. And the next thing you know, you're having fun ordinarily, because you can just do whatever you want. And you're going to find yourself in many, many different situations. And that's what you want to do, right? Okay, we're going to end this. I got one more story that I've told before, but we may have some new people here. So I'm going to talk about something, speaking of opportunity, because you talk about wealthy and opportunity, you have to actually take up opportunity, and you can't just sit idly by and act like it's going to come to you. You have to go get it. So the first time, you guys have heard this story before. The first time I went to, some people have, the first time I went to the Sundance Film Festival in Park City, Utah. And again, I just was like, I've never been there. Why not? I'll just go see what's going on, have a little bit of fun. I heard the parties are cool. Let's go check it out. So the adventure begins, which I'm going to add the part that I actually never talked about. But here's how the adventure begins from Sacramento. I'm sitting there like I'm watching TV, and I heard about this train. The Amtrak has a sleeper car, and it goes through the mountains, and you can eat on the train, drink on the train. I was like, that sounds like a nice adventure. So that's how the first Sundance Film Festival took the train, slept on the train, ate, drink, be merry. I was like, this is actually kind of cool. Kind of loud, but kind of cool. But we get there, Salt Lake City, get the shuttles up to Park City. So I get there, and I'm staying in the canyons at Park City. That's the ski area. And in the ski area, they have the Waldorf Astoria. They have the 5-star joints, right? So I'm staying across the street, but I stay in condos. You guys know that, right? So I'm staying in, okay, doesn't matter. I have like a 2-bedroom, but there's only 2 people. But smallest unit's a 2-bedroom. That's the reason why. Anyhow, they don't have a shuttle. They only have ski in and ski out, but I own it Westgate. because I own timeshares. You guys know that. So Westgate is up on the lift. I take the lift up, go up there. I go see what's going on. They say, yeah, you're an owner. You can take the shuttle. Cool. So anyhow, I go up to the desk. I talk to the guys. I say, yeah, I'm not staying here. It was late night. Got there about 8 at night. I go there like, I'm not staying here. They're like, yeah, well, this one time we'll come get you at the Miners Club. That's where I stayed at. I always stay at the Miners Club, actually. So now you know where to find me during Sundance Film Festival. I just gave it away. But anyhow, they come and get me at the shuttle, I think that time, or I might be mistaken. I've been there several times, so I think I got my story mixed up because as I'm recalling, I don't think they came and got me that time. But anyhow, I'm in the shuttle, and this is we're going down the hill, and first time there, shuttle is like people are talking, small talk. I'm sitting in the front, and I just said, hey, this is the first time I've been here, and I heard there's some cool ass parties. Does anybody have any information or tickets? The thing goes silent. Nobody says anything. And then all of a sudden, this guy is waving 2 tickets between my seat. He's like, I got a party. You can come to mine. I was like, right on. So that's the first time I went there. And only because I said, hey, does anybody have any tickets? It's the first time I'm here. The guy flashed the 2 tickets to his party, and I got people know the other story. The guys own Santa Fe movie studios in New Mexico and in LA, Mission Beach Studios, not owned, but pretty much runs it, both of those. And at the time, because then he went to New Orleans and opened up a studio in New Orleans, by the way. But anyhow, from that point on, we're friends for life. Unbelievable, all because of that and some other situations that came up when I was helping him out after he did the party. His artist that he had no place to stay. So I said, hey, man, come stay with me. And so we're friends for life from just 2 good gestures. And then the guy's cool. And then that's how I got into the studios and studio biz and doing all kind of crazy stuff and getting booted out damn near every time because I'm trying to take pictures. And they're like, man, stop it. It's crazy. But anyhow, you have to ask, you have to go, you have to be in the situation. So just like when I ran that video, SSN Lifestyle, it started off and people don't know what Basel World is. Basel World is the world famous watch show. So you can go into any jewelry store or watch store and say Basel World, they'll know what it is. That is the Mecca. The world's greatest brands are at Basel World at this convention center, and those booths that you saw are bigger than their stores. These things are 1,200, 1,500, 2,000 square feet. Because when you have Hublot, when you have Patek Philippe, these dudes have places that are like 2,000 square feet. And guess what? They don't even sell the watches there. You're looking at the latest, greatest ones that they've come up with. And one of the years I was there, even Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, came out with some watches. He had his own section within somebody else's. I can't remember. It was like from Brazil or something like that. So it's a who's who of the watch industry. They're all in the house. So that's another story for another day. But the point I'm trying to make is you never know who you're going to run into. But when you have monies that you have passive income coming in and you can be anywhere and you're not beholden to any time frame. So you're hanging out and then you're just like, oh yeah, I'm going to go over here and check this out. And then it's like, okay, what am I going to do the next day? Oh, I guess I'll go over here to this lake. Let's go see what's going on over here. They have music and things like this. This is in Switzerland, is where Basel World is. So you're just roaming around the countryside. I'm taking trains, just roaming. I don't have nowhere to be. My hotel, I have that for, 3-4 days, because I always do 3-4 day increments when I go to places I've never been before. And then I just go another 3-4 days, stay somewhere else that I like, maybe a new neighborhood. So, you just sit there. And that's part of what you think wealthy is money, but wealth is actually having the freedom of time. That's what wealth is. And that's what you need to build up. But you need money for that. You can't just walk around the planet. You're going to need revenues. You got to buy food. You got to be able to do some necessities. So if you're going to do the wealth train, look down below and come back and check us out later, because we still have some more to talk about. It's 2 hours. I'm not going to go much longer tonight. So come back on Friday night, check out some videos. I'm going to drop another video tomorrow. I'm going to start my Eric Says little 30 seconds or 2 minute or 1 minute little videos. And just so people are out there, because I know what's going to happen. I've already seen it. Guys, I kind of get irritated a little bit. I get irritated, in which I shouldn't, but I do. Because I've been telling you guys for 9 months, don't buy a house. I've been telling you all year, don't buy a house. I told you, sell your house, take all this profit. Now homes are dropping 10, 20, 30%. And now people are going, oh yeah, you shouldn't buy a house now. I'm just like, you're Johnny come lately. This doesn't help anybody, because there's people that you were telling them to buy houses up until a month or two ago. And now that the house dropped 10% and they overpaid for the house by 5 to 10%, they're down like 20% or worse. So here, I finally see other people starting to talk that 40, 50, 60. Well, nobody said 60% yet. They haven't caught up with me yet. But they're talking 40%. And I'm just like, okay, I'm glad you're here. But we've been talking about this for a while. And so the thing that kind of gets me is I like competition. I like to have video views. So I go over, see these guys, they thousands of views. SSN Nation, we'll give you 50, 100, right? So all I'm trying to say is you guys got to pay attention, because go down to the bottom, get the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter, because they don't send out notifications to only less than 10%. Well, actually, it's a little more than 10% now. It's 2,000 out of 14. So whatever that number is, that's still 1.5, 1.4. So that's 15%. So the other 85% of you receive no notifications for some reason. So I'm just letting you know, because what we're talking about here can change your life. This isn't just some fluff stuff. We give you the reasons why things are going to happen, just like that UK stuff. That means it's going to prolong everything, because we're tied in with the UK. We're buddies with the Eurozone. All right? So anything that happens in the Eurozone and they're doing crazy nonsense like that, that hurts. That hurts us. So that's why we have a situation where our bonds start going down a little bit. All right? Because remember, we're tied together. They owe us money. We owe them money. So when they do some crazy nonsense like this and their bonds start going down, their UK pound is now worth less than our dollar, we start having problems. That also hurts our tourism situation. That also hurts when they need to buy products from us. It's costing them more now. It's almost like a tariff that nobody did a tariff. So by them doing some nonsense like this, that affects the ecosystem of capitalism. So you have to understand, this is your chance. You're going to be able to pounce. All these guys are greedy and they're messing up. So you got to get your duffel bag of cash ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Just keep that in mind. Evening, Curtis Davis from Wilson Coo. Got the notification, at least up to 6. Very good. Thank you so much for letting me know. So I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, come back, check out the live stream, check out some of the videos I'm about to drop, because we're about to keep going full force ahead. The more business opportunities are coming up, because I think that's one of the ways that you can get in right now. And then later on, you'll open up a box and be like, oh, yes, it worked. Or you might be crumpling it up going, damn it, it didn't work. But you have to take risk, because there's no retirement right now. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. That Social Security, whatever that's worth, who knows? But if things cost 3 times as much, that Social Security money is not going to be worth much. It already isn't worth much. All right? So therefore, you have to build your own Social Security. And one of the hallmarks of that is businesses and real estate. And I'm not talking about a home. All right. We're talking about owning multiple homes, multiple apartments, condos, multiple storage units, multiple hotels, whatever the case may be. You got to own in that real estate environment. You also have to own in the business environment. But if you own in the real estate environment, multifamily, that inherently is a business because you should have it under an LLC, at least, if not an incorporation. But either way, that's what it should be under. It should never be under you as a person. All right. So I'm just saying, so we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Look down below in the description. See if there's anything you like those free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. That's down below. So use those links. If you want that free $10 from Coinbase and $5 of Shiba or Bitcoin or Ethereum from Webull, that link's down below. And if there's anything else you guys ever want to talk about, you can always send me an email or drop it in the comment section or drop it in the chat room. And members of the channel, you guys know I have nothing but love for you. I appreciate your support. Everyone with the icon, every subscriber, everyone watching this tonight, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But make sure you share the videos because you never know who you're going to help. There's thousands of millions and millions of people out here looking for something, but it doesn't come before them. So make sure you let people know about it, and we'll keep it going. And with all that said, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why we have to have these Wealthy Wednesdays. I might do it two in a row, so check out next Wednesday, but do not miss Friday night's live stream. Do not miss Monday night live stream. And do not miss the new one, especially for Cruise on Land. An executive from there is coming on. I'm excited because that's the #1 project in Punta Cana at the moment. And quite frankly, I don't see anybody unseating them. Because I might as well just get into it a little bit, promo for this. When you start thinking out 3,500 square foot amphitheater, 3,500 seat amphitheater, which they've already said they're going to expand that because thanks to George Charles, he told them, hey, the Hard Rock has 5,000, 5,500 seating. If you really want to do things, because you're matching everything and then some, this thing has to be at least 5,000. But even if they kept it 3,500, it's still good. Because Punta Cana is not like known as a Mecca. They don't even have a stadium for that yet, which is another thing. But all I'm saying is when you start having that for starters, where you can have events, then when you say I'm going to have a casino, then when you're starting to say I have a water park, then when you have affordable apartments, $210,000 fully furnished and under, and the $210,000 property is a 4-bedroom terrace unit, penthouse unit, fully furnished, ready to go. Or you can buy it without the furniture for like $176, $179. Either way, those are steals. And then you have a beach lake. You have another lake where you have weddings that you can have, where you have paddle boats that can be out there, where restaurants are wrapped around that. Then you have a golf driving range. Then you have a tennis court. Then you have a basketball court. Then you have a baseball court. You have a soccer field. Are you serious? We have restaurants. We have little delis and shops. What else are they going to have? They have over 100 amenities. The #1 project, and they're going to have a representative here on Tuesday. I don't have the time yet, but it's going to be Tuesday live stream. So bring your questions, and you can go to cruiseandland.com right now. They changed it up. Cruiseonland.com. They changed their website. In fact, I should have talked about this earlier. Now a lot of people have left because they thought it was the end, but hey, you guys get the love at the end. Let me see if this comes up because yesterday I was having a hard time. I was having a very hard time. The website wouldn't load for me, and it's doing it again. So I don't know what to do about it. I can't really do anything about it. It just won't load for me. And the weird part is, I saw part of it, and then ever since, it won't load. So they used to have. Oh, wait, we're getting something. Hold on, we have a pulse. We have a pulse here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're not done. We have a pulse. It came up. We have a pulse. Holy smokes, we have something. Check this out. The new website. All right. But it's the same type of pictures. All right, they changed this a little bit. Here's developer info. Here's benefit, type of Puna Kana. Okay. So get a grip. This is the number one spot. It's not on the beach. Here's the master plan. Look at this. 12 buildings, or they're not 12 built. Well, I guess you can call them 12 buildings. They have studio units, which they call 1 bedrooms. They have 2 bedrooms. They have 3 bedrooms. All have a penthouse capability. I suggest you get a 2 bedroom or a 3 bedroom. Why? Because there are a limited number of 2 bedroom penthouses and 3 bedroom penthouses. In fact, I'm going to look at it before Friday, but it's going to be, I believe there's 4, these 3 bedroom penthouses turn into a 4 bedroom because they have the 4th bedroom in the penthouse. So I think there's 4 in a building. So that means the most they can have on the premises are 36 4 bedroom penthouses. 4 times 12, 48 potentially. So 2 bedrooms, penthouses, they almost have equally the same. I think there's either 8 or 12. So again, that's it. So if somebody wants to sleep 6 people, they can only stay in a 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom, because the 1 bedroom, which is a studio unit, can only sleep up to 4. And that's a studio. All right. Now, notice these pictures over here on the right. Look at this. Look at this little thing over here. The master plan, is that a soccer field? I think so. Is these 2 mini soccer fields? I think so. Is this a basketball court? Yes. Tennis courts? Yes. And I didn't even see this. They have this one here out the way. That's interesting. Very interesting. Now, look at all this, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what all this is in here, quite frankly. But when the representative comes, maybe we're going to find out. Because this is a bunch of stuff in here. All right, let's go. Some more soccer fields, basketball courts, another set. I don't know what this is. Is this a walking trail or something? I can't tell. This is the kids area. Look at that. We got to love that. And there's the amphitheater down here. 100 plus attractions. So look at this. Kids area, playground. Got to love it. Look at this. Restaurant on top. Beach area. And here's the other one. Weddings over here. Wedding over here. Water slides. Oh my God. They added the water slide. The water parks. They added event hall for weddings. Are you guys getting the ecosystem here? And some of you might now be going, Eric, this has got to be too much. Well, what if I told you you can get a studio penthouse for 90 grand fully furnished? What if I told you can get a 2-bedroom penthouse fully furnished for $137,000? What if I told you you can get the 4-bedroom penthouse for $220,000? I'm guessing on the 220 because the 209 is sold out. So the only way you can get one is when they open up the next building. And I'm thinking they're going to raise the price either 5,000 or 10,000 when they open up the next building. So that's why I said 220. 220 fully furnished for a 4-bedroom. And you get to join in all these amenities for the low price of $65 a month. But that's not these amenities. It's for the water park. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, $65 a month gets you and anyone staying in your unit wristbands to go hang out there. Look at this: cycling, biking trails, outdoor activities. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Here's tennis courts, here's soccer courts, basketball courts, outdoor gym area. How about that? I don't know what this is. Is this some sort of pods, this chill zone? Oh yeah, I like this too. This looks like chill zone. And some more chill zone. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I didn't see this over here on the right-hand side. You know what? Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what you guys think this. Let me know. Let me know. Thanks for the gems and fun. Thank you so much, Wilson Koo. Appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think about this place. Wealthy Wednesday is a great name. Thank you so much, Wilson Koo. And he says, hit that like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me know what you guys think. Outdoor activities, sports areas. Man, this is awesome. If I thought Vista Cana was awesome, you know I think this is awesome, because Vista Cana doesn't even have all this. A gym. What are they calling this? Reading area. Okay, they got enough room for it. Why not? Water rooms. Interesting. No restaurant, though. Okay. Hanging beds. All right. Cool. Playground. All right. Punta Cana, Jewel of the Caribbean. All right, here you go. These are the units. Hotel suite. Oh, they finally changed it. I'm glad. Because that European thing, calling these one-bedroom units, I think that's disgusting. So I'm glad they finally said premium hotel suite, so people understand these are studios, not one bedrooms. 2-bedroom apartment. They don't have prices nor floor plans on this. And here's a 3-bedroom apartment. They don't even talk about the 4-bedroom, the penthouse, the 3-bedroom penthouse. 2-bedroom, they don't talk about, a 2-bedroom, they have a corner unit. 76 square meters means they're corner units generally. Here's a 96 square meters, 3-bedroom apartment. That's over 1,000 square feet. So that's not bad. It's small, just enough. So there you go. We're not going to get into much more, but don't miss Tuesday night when we're going to have the actual representative. Look at this. Look at this. Restaurants, cabanas, pool with bar underneath. Another area with a volleyball court, some more little lounge areas, eating areas. Oh man, this is crazy. This is a boat over here, ladies and gentlemen. Another restaurant on top, and there's some other stores or restaurants down below, just like a cruise ship, and another little seating area on the other side. This is off the charts. This is cool over here. Some more cabanas over here overlooking the water. Is that a resort or what? Here goes some more overlooking the water restaurants. Here's wedding over here in this Garden of Eden or something. So they have 3 wedding venues already that I counted. And there's more, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by. See us Tuesday evenings. Pay attention, because I don't know what time they can make it, but it's probably going to be evening time, I guess. So stay tuned. Don't miss it. You want to know what the prices are? I gave them to you. They still have the studio units available. $90,000 penthouse, fully furnished. You don't want it furnished, $76,000. Don't recommend to get that. If you want a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, they're still available. 2-bedroom is I don't know what, 109, not furnished. All right, which is a hell of a bargain. And the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it's either 170 or 160. But hey, you're gonna have to get the prices when they come on Tuesday. All right, let me know what you think. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. Here we go. Is that Mr. Estacio? No, Wilson Koo. We have another person this time. This one's not a Estacio project because Estacio works with AR. You can see the developers on the screen. They aren't the developers for his property, so he won't be coming on. Lots of development in Tulum. Exactly. Tulum, Mexico, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost too late because the places where you would want to purchase something, it's now priced too high, in my opinion. The closer you get to the water, the more the price escalates. But Cancun, again, that's a whole nother ball game. Even though it's in Mexico. So remember, as an American citizen, generally that's within the 25-mile zone or kilometers. I don't remember which one it is. So you have to be on like a lease, and you have to have somebody else from Mexico on the deed, well, on the trust with you. So just keep that in mind. And Tulum is on the water, so you're within that zone. So anyhow, Wilson, cool. Thanks. Yep. Tulum is off the charts. All right. Well, let's roll out of here, ladies and gentlemen. So all this bad news that comes out, there's always a silver lining. Remember, anything economically bad, you can always flip it and turn it good for you. So just remember, don't get down. Just think of ways to turn it up, switch it up, and then be here in the SSN Nation live streams, and you can actually ask questions. And then we can help you out if you have some thoughts or ideas, because we have people here that is awesome. Yeah, there are a couple of new developments in Cancun on the islands. Oh, yeah, Wilson Koo, they're trying to do a lot of stuff in Cancun. But again, there is not deeded, unlike Dominican Republic. So that's one of those things. I like deeds. And also, I like being in the most amount of tourists in the Caribbean. So Cancun doesn't have as many tourists as Punta Cana, for instance. So again, that's why I need high demand all the time. And 85% occupancy for the whole island of Dominican Republic. I like that. All the reasons. Number one tourist destination spot in the Caribbean and in Latin America. And they said that, but I don't understand because Mexico has more than 7 or 8 million people annually. So I don't know what they meant by Latin, because I include Mexico as Latin, unless they're trying to say like Brazil or something like that. But that's not even, is that really Latin? Okay, I'm sorry. But anyhow, there are a couple of new developments. Thank you so much, Mr. Koo, for letting us know. So we'll have to check that out also. So we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. And all I can say is stay tuned. We still going to keep making it happen, giving you opportunities, giving you some information. And remember, share the videos. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.